I can't even.
What?
Let's just stop right now.
Exactly. Let's just go.
Let's just stop.
You know what?
Let's just stop living.
I think it's a great
Bleep that
idea.
out.
Bleep that out for sure.
I said, let's
Cheers.
just stop living. Bleep that out.
Our day was a long day. Honestly, everything that could possibly have something go wrong, I feel like there was a little twist and a turn to pretty much everything of the day.
You know how bad it is? We didn't even say hello and welcome to this week's episode of Bleep That Out.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode, guys. I'm so glad y'all are here. Oh.
Dude, it's so bad. Okay, guys, we're in Austin, Texas. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see that. By the time this episode comes out, we're still going to be in Austin, Texas. So, I know we've talked about it before, but like literally, Savannah was not joking. Today, we just had a travel day from, I won't say hell, because it wasn't horrible.
It was just all the little things stacked up quick. Like I felt like there was so many little things, and it wasn't like things that were like we should get mad about. It was great. We didn't get really upset, but after like the third one, I was like, okay, this is a lot.
Yeah, and especially because like Savannah and I travel so often, where it's like it just is so easy, and I feel like the last 2 times it's just been a mess.
Yeah,
and yeah, it's just a mess.
Travel's gotten so much harder post COVID, and I feel like all the airlines have really started to like go downhill a little bit.
But today's wasn't even like travel problems. So we like woke up, we got to the airport per usual. Raphael's meeting us here this weekend. If you follow us on Instagram and TikTok, you probably heard the story already. But since it's so fresh, it's so real and so raw in my brain right now that I have to share it.
I'm like, I'm going to grab my wine for this
one.
know,
I'm like, I need a sip already. We are literally just got in. We checked into our hotel at 4:00. Mind you, since we will be here during this episode, do not say where we're staying.
Oh, yeah.
Just a heads up.
Bleep that out.
Bleep that out. Anyway, so we weren't able to check in until 4:00. Our travel, oh my God. Okay, Raphael's coming and meeting us this weekend. He's flying in, but like Raphael doesn't get free bags on Delta the way Savannah and I do. So I was like, and we get 2 checked bags. Mm-hmm. So I was like, Raphael, I'll take your checked bag and I'll meet you down there. Because he's flying in later, obviously. So and then also, by the time this comes out, I'll have the surprise. Okay, so I had my checked bag. I had Raphael's checked bag. Then I had a carry-on. And because I had to bring something else. And then I had my Neverfull, which is like fucking 50 pounds just in general of like laptops, all my podcast equipment. I literally cannot speak.
I know. I'm like, it was one of those days where it's like, it just took a lot out of you. Like,
and then how many bags did you have? You share your bag.
I had
There's a fly in here.
2 very big suitcases and 2 smaller shoulder bags. So I had 4 bags of my own. We were both walking around with 4 bags.
Bleep that out.
Yeah. So that's why we have wine already.
So mind you, her bags were 55 each.
55 and like 52.
Raphael's was 56. Mine was 50 on the dot, on the fucking penny. And then again, our duffels and like our personal items were really heavy. Anyway, so we're walking through the Austin airport and we asked this lady, we like get our bags off. We asked this lady, we're like, hey, where's this parking lot? It's a specific parking lot because it's not a rental car. We did not get a rental car. It was so kind. So Buick and like, or GMC as a whole, watches us. So cheers to GMC. We are so thankful for you guys. They found out that we were like coming to Austin and they offered us a loaner vehicle. So it's not like necessarily a rental. Like I'm not going to Hertz or Budget or anything like that. Like they literally were like, hey, it's parked in this lot. The key's in it. All you have to do is go to get the car. So we asked the lady, we're like, hey, it's in this parking lot. And she was like, oh, yep, go up there and blah, blah, blah. There's the rentals. So we're like, okay. So we go out to rentals and we're looking around. I was like, because I have the photo of the car, like the guy texted me and it had yellow awnings. And that was like not the way that the Austin airport was set up, like the rental stuff. So I was like, this is weird. And the lady's like, oh yeah, that's not even like on this property. Like that's outside there. It's like a 15-minute walk. And I'm like, there's no fucking way we're doing that with these bags.
We couldn't even walk. I was already breaking a sweat when we were walking to
the rental car place. Yes. So this lady helps us put all of our bags on her little go-kart, which is so funny to me. We could have literally just walked over that bridge. Like it would have taken us less time. Yeah. But she was very kind. So she's like, oh my God, the elevators are broken. So we have to carry all these down a flight of stairs. It's not even like escalators. I thought the escalators would have been a better option.
Literally carrying our 56, 55, 52 pound suitcases down these stairs.
The fucking most. So then
that's just the beginning.
Get downstairs. Oh, and mind, we're going downstairs to get you an Uber. Because then we have to Uber to the parking lot.
To get the car. Which is at the parking lot.
So I type in the location that the guy said the car was at, which I did type it in 110% correctly. We get in the Uber. The guy doesn't speak great English, which is totally fine. But he like pulls into this little mobile home parking lot.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay. And I'm like,
which is like right off a major highway.
A major highway. It is literally just like a quick dip in. And I was like, what the hell? This is such a random place too. Because it's literally just off the highway with nothing else around. And he was like getting frustrated. I was like, sir, I'm sorry, respectfully. Because he was like, you can cross. Because like the parking lot I could see was directly across the highway. Mind you, like I'm not talking about like a highway with street lights where you could maybe like cross the highway, like wait till the light turns red or something.
Interstate.
Yes,
highway.
An interstate. Thank you. That's the right word. Bleep that shit out, Savannah. Bleep that shit out, Savannah.
Every time I say bleep that out, I say we drink wine. So cheers.
This sip could not even be big enough.
Oh, that's just what I needed.
Mind you, the guy can't speak great English and he's getting frustrated because he thinks that I typed that direction in and I was like, no, sir, this is not what it was. But I think he was getting confused because whatever.
Yeah.
So he's starting to like throw a fit with me and I'm like he's getting frustrated. And I think he was more frustrated that he didn't understand, which I understand that. But I was just like, sir, respectfully, like we are not getting out of this vehicle. One, we're on a major highway, and two, you're not dropping us in the middle of this like motorhome parking lot. We don't know anything. Like, no, absolutely not. I'm not standing here waiting for another Uber. It's not going to happen. Yeah. And so
in a completely new city, like just wasn't comfortable.
So I was like, please get back on the highway. And like, cause he turned in one street too early. He was waiting, or he turned into whatever. So finally, then did you see him miss the roundabout? Yeah. And I was like, aren't you supposed to be getting off here? And he was like,
that freaked me out. I was like, oh no.
I was like, today we die.
Literally.
No, he seemed nice. Like I wasn't worried about like getting murdered. It was just more like
I'm glad you weren't worried about that.
No, I really wasn't. Like you could tell his vibes were like not gonna take us and kill us. Maybe because I guess I don't know.
Whenever I see someone like take a turn wrong and the GPS is right there, I'm like,
When we pulled into the motorhome, yes, I was like, bad vibes. But then I realized I saw what he was looking at, and I was like, it did say that on the Uber apps. So I was like, okay, whatever. Anyways, so finally we made it there. Our 2-minute drive turned into a 20-minute drive. We get to the parking lot. We get our car. Then what was it? Then
we load the bags in the car.
Oh my God. Again, GMC is such a savior and they're so kind for doing that. But we had this like teeny tiny, it's a nice car.
It's so cute.
But it does not fit how much baggage we brought.
And that was on us.
No.
I mean, I could have downsized.
It was on Raphael.
Yeah. Oh, it's definitely on him for sure. I saw how many shirts that guy has in there.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. He way overpacked too. How am I here for longer than you? I'll give him the fact that, but he only has 2 pairs of shoes. I have like 10 pairs of shoes and my bag is still less than his.
It's hard as like a girl, I feel like, because you need shoes for every outfit and usually every time it's different.
But I'm saying like his shoes are heavier.
Oh yeah.
So like, but he only has 2 pairs of shoes. So
and
like
his clothes in general are heavier.
Yeah. But it's also the fact that he brought 17 million outfits. I'm sitting here like, who are you trying to impress? We're married. Like, why do you need to change your outfit 4 times
a day?
Bleep that shit out. I can't.
So it's been a day.
I always do this. I take over the story. This is like literally our life. Like Savannah, not even Savannah, every single friend that's my friend, we're just in my life in general. They can't tell a story because I take it over.
I'm okay with that though, because honestly, you tell stories great. So I'm also like listening. And
I know, but like, how do we have a fucking podcast and I like together?
Because we tell things.
Thank God it says human too on here. So I guess it makes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Hold on. I'll just turn it when it's my turn to talk. I'll turn it to human too.
We should have sides with S and like C on it.
Right.
Your
S
turn.
C. Right.
My turn.
Anyways, so we finally get into the car. We get downtown close to our hotel and we can't check in yet. So we're like, okay, let's go to Target. Let's get some groceries because we are here for an entire week. So like we're very realistic with that and like obviously grab some wine so we don't have to be out. We wanted to stay in tonight. We go to Target. We're walking around Target. Then what happened? Oh,
we forgot our parking thing didn't print.
Our parking thing didn't print. So we go down the elevator, had to go back up the elevator
and back down. Like we got trapped in the elevator
because we got in and went down. And then when we went down, we were supposed to get out, but people were getting on. So we had to go back up, but then it kept going down because people below us were hitting it. So then we had to go back down and oh my God, it was just a mess. Anyway, so then we get to the apartment complex. We have to sit in the parking lot for a while because we still were not
At the
able to check in. Thank you. So then this dumb bitch, I think I'm just going to take the blame for this one, even though, okay, so our managers are also coming, but they're not coming for a couple days. So Savannah and I are here by ourselves for a few days. And I got the other so I have 2 sets of managers coming. So the guy has his own room and then the 2 girls have another room. So we have 2 rooms. For whatever reason, the hotel complex sent me the check-in for one of the other rooms. So I clicked on it. We went to that we went to that door. We're trying to get in the building. We got in the building, but we couldn't get in the door. We called the place. We're like, hey, our door's not working, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, are you using the right thing? And I'm like, yeah, I am. I'm using exactly what you sent me. I love how you're just looking at me like you're just so stupid. Then
I just am replaying this all in my head it's just like it's happening again.
Oh, mind you, again, we went to Target, so we have our 8 bags and 6 Target bags because these bitches were not going to go back down to the car. Absolutely not.
And a case of water and a box of Celsius. So
and 3 bottles of wine.
Yeah. Women can really do a lot. Shh. Just so you know.
Shh. Take that back. Take it back.
We're raising strong, independent women in here.
Back. Raphael listens to this shit.
Oh, we are not strong. We are weak individuals.
I miss you, Raphael. I love that you work out your upper body because I am very grateful for your upper body strength and all that you do for me. I love you.
Yeah, because when you're not here, I have to do it, okay?
Yeah. Oh my God. So anyways, we figure out we're at the fucking wrong hotel door. And then we checked in and we just unpacked and now here we are.
Drinking wine on the couch at almost 6 p.m.
Then, to add fucking to it, last week, if you listen to last week's episode, we told you guys to enter in all your spooky stories. And we're like, that'll be next week's episode, which will be this episode that we are filming right now. We were supposed to do the spooky stories episode. Come to find out, we did not put 2 and 2 together that Halloween is next week, not this week. So now we're filming this episode. And then we also will be filming a spooky stories episode, which is actually fine because either way we're gonna have to do one and the other anyways because you're staying here for the entire week and not coming home, so we wouldn't have time to film anyways.
Yeah, so it's actually good.
Yeah,
but it's just been one of those, it's just a lot of little things that added up really quickly to make the day this wonderful day, and here we are. And now I'm trying to figure out what we're gonna order for dinner because there's a lot of food in Austin. There's a lot of really good food.
Yeah,
I mean, or we're just gonna drink wine because that sounds great too. Yeah.
That's grapes, right?
It's health.
On the flight today, we were talking about breast cancer becoming more prominent in younger women. And then we were like, where's that stem from? And Savannah was like, it's probably the foods we're eating. Or it is the foods we're eating, right? Literally, a couple minutes later, there's studies showing what ice cream is linking
ice cream and cream cheese because of the certain something in it. It's a specific ingredient. But it's ice cream, cream cheese, and I'm assuming probably a lot of dairy.
Do your own research. We're not sitting here saying we're fucking research scientists and you're going to die of cancer if you eat dairy. But we saw that and we were like, damn. Because we do love our late night ice creams.
And we didn't get any ice cream at Target. But
no, we literally walked past the ice cream. She was like, do you want some ice cream? I was like, no, right there. Thank you.
And in my mind, I'm like, I might take the risk, honestly, this time after the day we've had.
Seriously. Savannah was like, I'll start caring about it tomorrow. And I was like, I can't because I don't want cancer. I do get worried about our bodies and what is gonna. I don't know. Do you ever worry about that?
No, because the thing is, it's why? I mean, there is a healthy worry for sure, changing bad habits. But I think that there is also a worry that can stop you from living your life, and that's where I'm like, whatever's gonna happen to me is gonna happen to me. I'm gonna do the best that I can each day. But if I want to enjoy a thing of ice cream, I'm gonna enjoy that fucking thing of ice cream.
Yeah, but what if one day down the line they do have testing and they can figure out where the cancer stemmed from, and they're like, it was dairy, and you were like, oh, that was the ice cream. You know what I mean? Would you would you want to go back and regret?
Probably not, because it's there's a lot of things that I've enjoyed up to that point, you know?
See, I go opposite. I'm like, I would give up the ice cream to not be sick one day. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. But I'm like, if I don't know for sure that's the cause, then I still want to live.
But I'm saying, what if you did know 100% that was the cause?
Well, then I've had the opportunity to go back, but I'm like, I'm not gonna only eat
That's what I'm saying. What it, I know it's all what ifs and it's hypocrisy. It's conspiracy. Yeah, whatever.
I think
whatever. I can't think on a good day, much less on today. We did just keep saying, like, we're so blessed, though. So I do want to just keep reiterating that. Like, I know we joke and we tell funny stories online, and we're like, you complained about a spider being in your house, but it's like, we still are happy and thankful for what we have. And like, we are in Austin, Texas. We're here for fun. We got a car lent to us. That's so nice. Like, what is our fucking life?
That car is so cute.
But I'm just sitting here like,
yeah,
GMC as a whole was like, yes, we will. Like, we know who you are. We would love to give that to you. And I'm like, that is like, you guys do not realize how fucking expensive that shit is.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I'm not saying like you don't realize, like, you're an idiot, but like, people do realize, like, you don't realize how expensive stuff adds up. And then you're like, wow, that's such a blessing. So let me not even be worried about
Especially when it's like, as you get older and you start having to like pay for all the travel bills. Travel's so expensive, and even more so after COVID. And then to throw in like a car rental, it's like a couple $100 a day goes a long way that we don't have to do. So like, that's amazing.
I will say, so to spill the beans, not to spill the beans, like, people know, Savannah was supposed to be here next week for...
I'm here for a conference, for an aesthetic conference. I think it goes Thursday to Sunday. I'll be here. So I'm here literally till Sunday. 10
and your mom's
days.
coming too, right?
Mm-hmm. She flies in, I think, Tuesday night or Wednesday morning.
Give a little shout out to mom if you want to. Who's your mama?
Honestly, I don't even know if she's caught up in her episode. She'll probably hear this like
7 months in advance or later. Behind.
She's amazing.
Connie,
this is for you. She was the first injector in Minnesota back in like the 1980s, before Botox was even FDA approved. We didn't even have any of the fillers that we have now. So she was kind of like a pioneer in the aesthetic space, which is why I decided to go into it. And there's no way I'd actually go into traditional nursing. We need all of you, but I could not. I just could not do it. But I admire every single nurse that worked through COVID, because holy shit, I cannot imagine.
Seriously.
But my mom's amazing.
Not even just COVID nurses, like all fucking nurses out there. You guys are insane, and I could never do what you do, but I respect you and I love you and I'm so thankful for you. Mm-hmm. And not only that, but like the compassion you have too during such a difficult job. Yeah. It's insane. But yes, Connie, I literally love her. She's the cutest person ever. She travels so she's like a trainer for all.
Yeah. So she's a trainer for all of the big companies like Allergan, who makes Botox, Galderma, who has Dysport, a bunch of fillers. She does a lot of training. She has her own training company too, where people pay her to come out and train like their spas and stuff like that, because she's just so educated and such a well-rounded provider that it's insane. Like, she has made the mistakes that we all have learned from, but she was the one who actually made them. Yeah. Way back when.
Connie is such a sweet soul too. And it's so funny because hearing like what she does, you would think she would be like this woman that comes in like all fierce and like
a boss ass bitch,
like,
for sure.
Everybody pick up your needles. Like, we're getting it together. Like, she comes in like, hi guys. Like, all right.
Very gentle, soft spoken.
That's it. Gentle. Oh my God. She's so gentle. Even when like she's done my face a few times for random things, like Savannah does 99% of my stuff, but sometimes if it's like something new,
like a training, or I'm getting trained on something new,
right, it'll be Connie and she'll be like, a little poke here. She's like, okay honey. And I'm like, I could fall asleep right now. Like, you're stabbing my face and I literally could go to sleep. You're very gentle too when you're injecting.
There is a specific touch. Like, definitely it matters if your injector's heavy handed versus like gentle. But that's what goes into like the whole personality of the person injecting too.
Yeah, that's true.
There definitely is but
like your personality is not gentle, but like you're injecting
is. Gentle?
No, you're injecting is.
Yeah.
But like your mom is literally just like this gentle little person.
Like this until you piss her off.
And I could see that for sure.
Literally, we would joke growing up. It was so funny. My dad and her, which hopefully I can say this story. I'm saying it anyway. But we were sitting at the family table. And my dad was like, yeah, bleep that out. Oh, wait.
Oh, God. Jim's going to be mad.
That's okay. He doesn't listen, thank God.
You never know.
Actually, I don't know. He might.
He's probably a secret listener.
He probably is. But no, we were sitting at the family table and my dad was like, I can't tell when you're mad because your face just doesn't move. And I looked at him.
Making a Botox joke?
Yeah, making a Botox
That's
joke.
Funny.
And I think I was like 10. My mom still jokes about this. She's like, you looked right at him and said, you can tell with her eyes, even though her face doesn't move. Because it's like this, like, we used to call her like the ice queen. Her eyes glaze over and it is like, oh, I'm running the other way.
Not only that, but her eyes are like piercing blue.
Yeah.
When I tell you, like, I can't even describe the blue. It's like an ice blue. They're insane. And she's bright blonde. Like, she's literally the direct opposite of your coloring. You have your dad's like hair color and eye color.
I'm still pale though, unfortunately.
Right. But like that's the same with my dad. He was like a dirty blonde with blue eyes, and all my siblings were too. And then there's my mom, brown, and I got my mom's. But you're like opposite of your mom. Her mom's eyes are literally like an ice blue. I can't even describe like another.
They're like it's like a kind of like a watery like ocean blue, but like kind of like a sky blue. It's like her eyes are insane. I literally was so jealous of her growing up. I was like, this is nice. And then every time we would be together, people would hit on me, and then they'd hit on my mother. I'm like, okay. They were like, oh, is this your older sister? I'm like, are you calling me old, or are you calling her young? Either way.
Yeah, like I need to know. I need some clarification here.
Either way, I think it's a diss on me, but a really good compliment for her.
Thanks, Mom. You're welcome.
And that's when I turned to her and I was like, Mom, I know you can do Botox and filler, so add some to my face.
When did you start?
I started actually I was 17 when I had my first filler done, which normally we don't do anyone under 18, but because my mother is my mother, and she even said, she's like, I probably shouldn't have done that on you because of the fact that you weren't 18.
Yeah.
But there are people that do it when they're younger. It's just up to the provider. The studies all started on anyone over 18, but I did it because my under eyes, I graduated when I was 17 because I was a summer baby. So I graduated at 17.
Oh, that makes sense. Because that was like what, May?
Yeah.
And then you turned 18 in July?
Yeah.
That's funny. I'm the fall baby, so I turned 18 before like everybody else, really.
Oh, so you were...
I was older.
Gotcha. No, I was the youngest. Actually, I think I was either the youngest or the almost youngest in my class, but my mom did my under eyes because I hated my under eyes. Just genetically, they were so hollow.
Same.
And so I told her before graduation, I was like, if you can do anything for me, I would love my under eyes. And so we just did a little bit, but it made such a huge difference in like my confidence and just really everything because my eyes were so bad.
Yeah.
Even when I was 6.
I think you still look the same though. Like you look like yourself. You just look like an elevated version. Your sister though, I cannot get over. I was at Savannah's house a couple weeks ago when I was getting like recovering from nose surgery, and there's like her and her siblings, like photos of them. I'm looking at these photos of the 3 of them, and I was like, who's that girl? I was like, that's your brother and that's you, but like, who's that girl? There's like, yeah, that's my sister. I was like, no, that's not. Like, they traded her out somewhere. Like, it is not the same girl at all.
She had a definite glow up for sure.
No, I'm not like, yes, obviously. Yes, 100%. Like, she's beautiful. But I'm sitting here like, it's not the same child. Like, some weird voodoo shit happened, or your parents literally sold her and traded her in.
Literally.
Was she naughty and got traded in? You can tell me the truth.
I always said I wanted to be an only child, but you know.
I cannot even like, I can't even exaggerate. She does not look like the same kid at all.
No, Nathan looks the exact same. Like,
it's almost like she woke up one day. I'm very like nonchalant. I never use names, but yeah.
Oh, well.
No. You can, but I don't like to unless someone else does. But yeah, your sister literally just looks like one day she woke up and was just like a different human being.
Yeah.
And obviously both like a kid is a kid and like they're so cute and whatever. But like she literally woke up one morning and was just a totally different human being. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not exaggerating that at all.
And she was born with like dark hair, like black hair.
Really?
Yeah.
Because she has lighter browns than you are.
Mm-hmm. Well, and when I was younger, I had blonde hair.
I don't fucking get your family genetics. But what I will say, like, if I hadn't met your father and like looked at I'd be like, whose babies are you? Like,
literally, because my mom is so pale, blonde, blue-eyed, and then we're all...
Yeah.
Nathan looks a lot like my mom, though, I feel like.
100%.
He's a good mix in 100%. Between the two.
He's just got darker features. But yeah, he definitely looks like your mom. You look most like your dad, but you're most like your mom.
Yeah, the personality-wise.
100%.
For sure. No, a lot of people say that. And a lot of people say that Julia's like my dad, just more like likes to be at home.
I can't tell who she looks like, though, dude. I'm telling you.
I feel like she looks like my mom more. I feel like.
Savannah, they traded her in.
That would explain a lot, honestly.
I cannot... You know, like there's those kids where it's like, I looked a lot like my dad and then I got around my mom and then they'd be like, oh, you look like your mom.
Yeah.
And then like vice versa. You could see one or the other, but you guys, like you could tell like you're both your parents' kids.
We're all a good mix for sure. Just in different ways. Like if you would have saw pictures of my mom when she was younger, Julia looks a lot like her.
I need to get into that because we're literally spending like this much time because I'm seriously like, honestly, I'm convinced it's
you should
not
go
her.
Back and look from like when we were younger to now and all of us, the glow up was real. I'm like, thank God for quality skincare.
But you can tell it's the same person.
That is
true. Not the same person.
I feel like
I have a conspiracy theory and she was traded in. Sorry, Julia. You were adopted and they just don't want to tell you that. Actually, you weren't adopted.
Not me.
Nathan like ate you as a kid or something. I don't know. Probably Savannah, actually.
Actually, we joke with Julia.
You would be the older sibling. Oh my God. You know, like on those shows where it's like one of the kids gets killed or goes missing or whatever. And the older siblings like, oh my God, I'm so sad. And then come to find out and they were the culprit.
I would
That
have
would
been
be
culprit. No
100%.
way.
You traded her in. It was you.
Actually, I do think it's Julia because she's a Gemini. So we always joke because she was a twin. My mom was pregnant with twins. And Julia,
I feel like I knew this, but I didn't know this. Sorry,
yeah, my mom miscarried Julia's twin.
Sad.
And Julia was fine. And so we always joke when we were younger. We're like, Julia, you ate your twin. You ate your twin. And so that's why they say Geminis have like 2 personalities. And we're like, makes sense. You have 2 personalities. Leave that out.
Oh, poor Julia. We're not making fun of you ever so much. Actually, shout out to Julia. She, Savannah, we literally are like, okay. We were going to do spooky stories, which we will do for next week. But this week we were like, well, we kind of have nothing to really go off of. We're just going to chit chat.
Oh, we're winging it.
But now like, I do like that we're finally like, we have no, like, cause normally we do questionnaires or whatever and we answer people's questions. I kind of like that. We get to just whatever.
Chat
I like
and drink wine with you guys.
Yeah, we get to bleep it out with you. So you sang, that was something you're passionate about, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Say like that little, like give us a story on that.
Kind of like what started it. Anything. So, okay. When I was younger, when I was in 3rd grade, I actually wrote my first song with one of my like best friends at the time. And we thought we were so
sleep,
cool.
By the way.
Oh yeah. No, I don't sleep. Who needs sleep?
She's actually kind of annoying.
Rest is for the wicked, you know?
Okay, continue.
Anyways, I was in 3rd grade. Me and my friend wrote this song. We thought it was so cool. Let me tell you, it was not great. And we said that we were going to put out like mixtapes. We were going to, because CDs were still a thing way back when.
You and Paperboy should collab.
You know what? I'll have to talk to him later. I'll have to talk to him when he gets here in 2 days.
That would be epic.
I did. He can sing. I will say, like, he definitely can sing.
Paperboy is Raphael's rap career.
Why Paperboy though?
Money.
Oh,
that's what he meant by paper.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I call money.
And they were what was their group name? Dead Presidents?
I don't know.
I think it was Dead Presidents.
But that would make sense.
Talking about me.
That would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
No, but I wrote a song in 3rd grade. Then I honestly kept filling that notebook with just little sayings. That's how I kind of expressed my feelings growing up.
Cool.
So I would just write little things. Cannot play an instrument. I've tried guitar, tried piano. My ADHD will not let me sit still and learn something like that. Like I need to be out doing things. So I tried to do an instrument, quit both times, and then slowly started producing music. Julia did as well. I honestly don't know. I feel like I don't know who started producing first, but both of us got into music. My grandma was Miss Minnesota back in 1951, and she was a singer. And then my mom was a wedding singer as she got older. So like singing's in our family.
You guys are learning this as I am. Holy shit. I'm like sitting here like so intently staring at you like, wait, okay. Bleep it all out. Bleep all of it out. Bleep that shit out, girl. Let's hear the storyline. Bleep it out.
Hear the storyline. So yeah, that's kind of it as like a whole. Like,
so you just have naturally, because you and your sister do have great voices.
Thank you.
But what's funny is not funny, but your voice, it catches me off guard because I'm like, I can tell it's you, but it's so soft and like, it's not like if you were to talk normal, I would never like pin them together. And then when I hear your singing or like your songs, I'm like, oh, 100% that's Savannah.
Yeah. It's crazy. And a lot of the times it's like, writing a song is so much more work, kind of like creating content. There's so much more that goes into it than people think. And the first song I wrote, I was like, holy fuck, I never want to do that again. Or the first day I was in a studio. Thank you.
I was like, that's probably driving you fucking nuts.
It is, honestly. This was me on the plane for anyone who's watching, but whoever's listening can't see this. I kept trying to get this hair out of my face for like 15 fucking minutes. And Catherine's just looking at me, and then she's like, oh, I got it. I'm like, thank you. As you've seen me here struggling for like 10
Well, because your air thing was on.
We definitely need these mics initialed. I'll tell you that right now.
I'm fucking dead. That was funny as shit. Wait, mine has a sticker. Yours doesn't. I think I took your sticker off. So mine's the stickered one.
Okay, thank God.
Bleep that shit out. I'm sorry. I had to. I was like, it's been a day. On the plane, your like air thing was blowing on you, and I thought you wanted your air on. And I was like, well, of course her hair is gonna blow in her face and stick to her forehead. Like it is what it is. Like
that is a good point.
Or like tickle your forehead. And then it was finally when I realized like it was bothering you, because you kept fixing it, but I was like, oh okay, whatever. And then I realized like because I saw you keep trying, to fix it. And I was like, oh, maybe she's winning that one piece that's tickling her forehead.
Do you like to see me struggle?
Okay. Anyways, no, I helped you.
You did help me.
It just took me a quick second. You could have just been like, hey, can you get the fucking hair that's tickling my forehead? Because that's what I would have said. I'm like, okay, you can see it. I can tell. Like, I can feel it. I know it's there. I'm not crazy. Like, please just help me.
Then there's me. I'm just like, I'll just suffer. It's fine.
Yeah, you're so weird. Like, at this, what? How long do we have to be around each other for you to just be like, please help me?
I don't ask for help. I literally, to this day, with like my sister or brother, I don't ask for help.
Okay, but I'm not your sister or brother. I ask you for help, so might as well start paying back the favors.
That is, I don't know. It's just like, I don't know what it is. I just am not someone who likes to ask people for help, which is a problem, huge problem. But I just don't.
I could get the hair.
You did.
I mean, you're not asking me to like fucking do your board exam for you.
Actually, that I need help with. Will you please?
No, you will fail. And you will probably fuck up my face.
I would never.
I know. I'm just kidding.
I would never.
Okay. We're so off topic. Okay, so you started producing music, and you are so all of her stuff is on at least Apple. Are you anywhere else?
Yeah, everywhere. YouTube, Apple, Spotify.
Just under Savannah Brennan.
Yeah, just under Savannah Brennan. And those, I think the last one I put out was 2020, 21 during COVID. I still have some that are done that I just haven't released yet.
So was your passion more like writing the songs?
It was writing. Honestly, I love being on. My biggest passion is I love to be on stage. I love to sing. I love to just be in front of people.
Yeah.
Even growing up, I would perform in front of the fish.
I was
at our
just
cabin.
about to say, you're a performing person. But when you do your content, I feel like that's where it gets like in the way because you want like, you're a performer.
Yeah.
And so like when it doesn't do well, you're like,
literally,
like, I did all this work. And I'm like, I don't fucking care. Here you are. Here you got it.
Yes, I wish I was more like that. But I'm like, no, the lighting's not perfect. I have this in the background. Like,
yeah, that makes sense.
It's a whole like production in my mind.
Yeah.
And so that's where, that's actually a good point. I never thought about it like that. But you're probably right.
Mm-hmm. It's a performance for you.
It is.
Okay, so your sister got into it. That was kind of like how we started it. So she's got her own music and she's pursued it a little bit more than, would you say more than you technically, kind of?
Probably, because what happened is I stopped producing it back when I was in nursing school. And I was like, I couldn't keep up with the hours, the clinicals, everything that was going on. COVID then hit, finishing nursing school. And I just kind of dropped it because the guy that I was working with, who I met actually through Julia, is in Nashville and he's fantastic, but his rates were just so expensive. And I connected with a couple people in the Midwest and I just didn't find someone that could get my vibe for the music I was going for. So I just put it at a standstill because I was like, I can't force it with being in school. I just can't manage it all. Yeah. And then Julia, she actually had all the songs that she's releasing now. She's actually sang them before years ago. She just couldn't release them because she was signed with a record label and they technically owned them. And then she dropped the record label. And now she's getting them back and is having to rework
the music industry. I hate it. Yeah. I don't get it, but I just have heard so many more horror stories than there are good stories.
Anytime you have anyone in any creative realm, you're going to have problems because it's just so different for each person. Everyone is so different. There's no standards.
Yeah.
And it's like you can have a big name and shitty ass music and you can get paid way more than someone who's
any industry.
Yeah.
Literally any industry. Sports, entertainment.
It's like all the
creators, like, literally anything.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay, so, and you don't have to answer this. And if she says no to this, Santino, bleep this out. Actually, bleep this out. I mean, we don't bleep anything out. But you have a sister, obviously.
Yeah.
I do not have a sister.
Yeah.
But I've always, obviously, she's followed kind of in similar footsteps as you. Yeah. She's your younger sister.
3 years. So we're each 3 years apart. Julia, Nathan.
What does that feel like?
I fucking hate it sometimes. Let's be real.
I was gonna say because I almost feel like I would be frustrated.
I honestly am frustrated more times than I can count. I love her to death. Don't get me wrong. She's amazing. She is.
I love her too. Let me just say that. Yeah, I do love her too.
She's amazing. She's helping me with so much stuff.
And I'm asking more just from a sister standpoint because I don't have a sister. I'm genuinely asking. Yeah.
Her and I butt heads a lot. But I feel like as we've gotten older, we've come closer because she's now starting to realize that the battles that I was facing, she's now starting to go through. Yeah. I think it's hard because there was so much pressure on me as the oldest, which you can also relate to. Being the oldest has so much pressure.
I'm not even the oldest, but
I say
I'm basically the oldest. I get where you're coming from, but I just don't want people listening to be like, wait, I thought she had an older brother. I do have an
older brother, but I feel like the oldest girl.
Mentally, I'm the oldest.
Yeah. And women mature faster. Sorry, man, but women mature faster. It's scientific studies, okay? But having a younger sister was tough because I feel like you set, and this is for probably any younger sibling, but you set such like a good foundation for your younger siblings. I'd be like, hey, I made these mistakes. Hey, I did this. Like, don't do what I did here. And you kind of give them like a guideline for like a little bit of life in the years to come.
Yeah.
Because you've lived them, which is great, but it's hard to watch. I struggled with, this is on me, but I struggled a lot with being competitive because I felt like whenever I would do something, someone, Julia in specific, would do it and it would be so much better. Her outcome would always be better.
Well, because you already paved the way for, so it was like you were crawling and she gets to run for sure.
But when I was younger, I couldn't
you
grasp
don't understand that. Yeah.
So it's like now that I'm older, I can look back and be like, yeah, I need to be more supportive of you. Yeah, I need to do these things. But the trauma and the stuff that we went through when we were younger is obviously something we still have to work through and get through as we like get older.
Yeah.
So that support for us was probably the hardest thing, wanting to do the same thing. So when we were in music, it's like, I didn't want to support you because that would hurt me and vice versa. But now I'm like, well, that was stupid because it only just propels us both forward.
Yeah.
So I would say overall having a younger sister is fantastic, but there are plenty of times where I'm like, I could never talk to you again and I'd be okay with it.
I guess what I would, okay, so, because Aaron is the only sibling like that I feel comfortable naming his name. So Aaron's the one directly in line behind me. Mm-hmm. And Aaron and I are the middle two. So we have an older and we have a youngest. And Aaron was kind of like that, but I went a different route. Maybe it was because it was a girl, like he
Girls
was a boy. Tough. I don't have a competitive gene though either. Like,
how old is Aaron compared to you though?
4 years younger than me. Yeah, okay. You guys are only, what, 2 years apart? 3 years apart?
3 years apart.
So kind of similar, but I just don't have a competitive gene. And that's okay. Like, in having a competitive gene is not bad at all by any means. I'm not saying that. But I'm so much more in, like, support. And I don't mean, like, having a competitive gene you can't support people. But I'm just like, go, Kylie, go. Like, I'm like, yeah. But I will say it does get frustrating when they think they're just fucking great at everything. Let me not say but like Aaron was like, oh, I'm so good at this. And I'm like, it's because I taught you and I had to go through the hardships that you did not have to do. And that's very, very minimal. Like, he has not followed in my footsteps by any means, but there were a couple things where like, I was just like, well, yeah, of course it comes easy to you because you watched me struggle and you learned what mistakes not to make. Yeah. And of course it's an easy path. Like,
right.
Duh. Doesn't mean that like you were not meant for that path, but I'm just like, stop acting like you're so fucking good at it.
Literally. No. And I think that's the hardest thing about like watching your younger siblings.
Were your parents, would they always praise her over you? That's my thing.
Yeah. And
that was my thing.
That's why for me, I'm like, my biggest pet peeve to this day is give credit where it's due because I would never get the credit. And granted, there was plenty of times that they did, but
it's like they would be like, oh, good job, Savannah. And then when it was her turn, they're like, oh my God, she's a shining star.
Yes.
And I'm like, yeah, that was me growing up. I feel like I've gotten compared most to Aaron, especially from like my dad and my stepmom. I would say more like my stepmom's side.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I was always compared to Aaron and he was such a better kid and he was so much this and so much that. I'm like, Aaron and I are literally two fucking walking twins in this world. Like, I don't even mean twins in like looks. Like, him and I, our souls are just so intertwined and like we're the same people. We want the same goals. We like advocate for this, a lot of the same things. We love the same things. And I'm just sitting here like, why is he better than me? I'm confused.
Well, and it's hard too because I feel like when you're the oldest or like older sibling, it's for some reason it should be flipped, but I feel like people think you have it easier because you're the oldest because there's no like guideline for what you have to do. And I'm like, no, it's way harder.
We were being raised with our parents growing up.
Yeah.
Meaning like our parents were growing up and we were growing up with them. Like,
literally.
Because I feel like some people think like, oh, if say for example your mom had you at 35 and my mom had me at 20, like at the end of the day, yes, there might be a 15-year age gap of like mental states, but a mom is a mom. And like, it's a first-time mom is a first-time fucking mom. Like, they're going through the same learning curves. There's tests. Like, it doesn't matter. Yeah, they might have more money in their bank account. They might have a more stable job. Like, whatever the case may be. And I'm sitting here like, we were raised with our parents. Like, I look at my mom now and she's my friend for sure. But it's because I feel like we grew up together. And I feel like we're almost sometimes like my mom, like I have to check her sometimes because I'm like, I feel like the other day she was complaining about her job. And she's like, mind you, I'm so proud of her. She's like finally had a job where it's the most she's ever made for the position she's in. Mm-hmm. And she's like, well, I'm just kind of bored. And she's like, I don't know. I was kind of looking at other jobs. I'm like, for what?
But I get that though. Like, personally, I get that because I'm not challenged.
ready to almost retire. Why the fuck are you changing now?
True. I mean,
I was like, Mom, go do a load of laundry. I was like, do you know how blessed you are that like you're complaining that you're bored? Like, I was like, find a fucking hobby and do it while you're on the clock. Like, I don't know what to tell you. And she's like, well, I just stay here and stare at my computer. I'm like, I get that. Her boss has literally been like, you know what? Like, if you have some free time, like maybe read a book.
That's like, honestly, a dream come true. I would love that. But I feel like if that was every day, I would get
creative. I would not be looking for a new job though.
I feel like I would get creative and then I would look, but then I feel like I would because I like the challenge. But that's why I love what I do. It's like something different every day.
I guess, let me tell you about my corporate experience. And I should call my mother before I like air this, because if anyone ever like from her job heard that and was like, you're fired.
That's like with the sibling stuff. I'm like, I love you all, just so you know.
No, genuinely, I do love you all. But like my mom, like actually talking about her profession. So like maybe I should be like, maybe I really should bleep that out. Anyways.
If we keep saying bleep that out, we're going to have to go get more wine. Which isn't a bad thing. I'm all for it.
Uber Eats, delivery, DoorDash, fucking anything, Grubhub. I don't care. Anyways, corporate America, when I was still in corporate, obviously I do social media. Not obviously. I always say obviously. Like people are like, yeah, I know who you are. Obviously. Do you know who I am? Duh.
Who are you again?
Anyways, so in corporate America, there was kind of a lull where I would have some months. There was like an 8-month kind of span of time where I was dead at work, and I was like, well, instead of like complaining about it, and they were literally like, hey, we know we're slow right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you have slow periods, that I love. But if it's like,
but my mom's been told that at her job, like, hey, we're in a slow period, like read a book. Like her boss was literally like, hey, read a book, like do something, learn something, like I can send you a couple of training courses that we want to do. But he was like, or you could do this or this. Like he was literally encouraging her to like find something to fill her time.
Oh, then find something.
But
to
my
fill your
mom
time.
is in that older mindset of like, she wants to perform at the highest level, like that boomer, like the boomer babies. Oh, yeah. Is my mom
for sure.
And she's like, yeah, but like, I feel so bad taking their money and
the above and beyond.
Which yes. But then I'm like, when she's fucking above and beyond, she complains about that too. I was like, so I literally said to her, I was like, Mom, you cannot be complaining right now. I was like, please, respectfully in the nicest way possible, please humble yourself. Like, do you understand how many people are out there pinching fucking pennies and working their ass off, not seeing their children, not seeing their husband, not even having a second to do laundry? I was like, I love that you're at that stage of life of being that adult where like she's grinded literally her entire life. But now I'm like, I get where you're coming from, but also like, come on, be so fucking for real right now.
For real.
Be so fucking for real. Seriously. I'm not joking.
But I do get that. If her boss told her that, then yeah, for sure. Just relax and wait it out, because you know when it gets busy again, you're going to hate your life.
Or even if it doesn't get busy again,
enjoy.
Ride that fucking clock out. I was like, Mom, find something to do. Like find a hobby that you can do maybe even at your desk. Like wait for an email to come in or wait for whatever. And she is busy. A lot of days she really is like busy, but I don't think it, and I do think ever since COVID, corporate America is not a full 8-hour day anymore. You cannot tell me a single person. No, let me not say that because I'm going off a small sample size. But like my sample size that I've been around, they're not busy 8 hours a day. I wasn't.
No, most people aren't. One. The thing is I do think that post-COVID, like a lot of people, they got really comfortable, which is like to each their own. But I think that what happens is that once people feel really comfortable in their jobs, they get kind of tired of doing the same stuff because it's not challenging to them. It doesn't bring them excitement anymore. So it's like I do get that piece of it, because if it doesn't bring you excitement and you have to do it every day, it's like you want to be excited. You want that to go to work. Otherwise, your mindset starts to shift and you get less productive in every other area of your life. So I do get that piece of it, because I think that post-COVID, people are just comfortable and all the standards are changing, which is really hard to keep up with sometimes for people.
I also think the world has changed too, of like even just the social media world. Where it's like, or not even that, but like the business last year was I think it was like, don't quote me on this because I don't know 100%. I've not done my own research, but I heard last year was the highest year in history of businesses opening in America.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, we had in aesthetics, they said there's 30,000 new injectors last year alone, which is like honestly so crazy.
Insane.
It's honestly kind of scary. Like we were all talking about it, and it's honestly kind of scary because we don't have enough training
to teach them.
And it's like kind of scary because it's like we're so populated, which is amazing. We all have so many people getting into each industry. It's great. We're growing, but it's like, who is teaching them in any industry? Who's teaching them?
Yeah. That's scary. Especially because they're messing with people's faces.
Yeah.
And each state has like different guidelines and stuff.
Yeah. And I think that's the scariest part for people that do go to school and do have like the right route. And I'm not saying that if you're not like licensed that it's the wrong route, but it's like you should want better for your patients and know that your education, if you have a problem, you know how to handle it. But it's like, I didn't learn anything that I learned in nursing school in any of my schooling. It's all been on the job.
Yeah.
We never learned anything about the face in nursing school. So I just learned everything to forget everything to pass a test.
Okay. So, well, then I feel like that's kind of contradictory. So if you didn't learn anything in face wise in school,
Mm-hmm. But you learn
then
how
why
to
does it matter if you're licensed?
Because you learn how to handle medicine, medical concerns. Like if you have an adverse event,
That
how
makes
do you
sense.
handle it? You know, those types of things.
Gotcha. I was like, oh, well.
Yeah.
I was like, wait.
If someone's tissue starts dying, what do you do? If someone goes blind, what do you do? Like some of those things
Oh, yeah.
that are a little important. Just a little.
Just a little bit.
I mean,
Just a wee little bit.
I don't know. I feel like our personalities could take over if we went blind, but that's just me.
That's wild. I guess I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
It is crazy. And a lot of the trainers won't train anyone who's not a nurse. So it's like,
Your mom was saying that.
yeah. So for me, she told me that I wouldn't train you until I went to nursing school. So I did not inject until I went to nursing school. Mm-hmm. But it is scary because it's like you think about, you know, you see all these Groupons and it's like, at least in Minnesota, a lot of people are not.
See all these Groupons.
Literally, it's terrifying. And then you hear all these adverse events and it's like a whole spiral of, oh, aesthetics is bad. You look fake, da, 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 da. But it's like, no, it can be done really well naturally. Like it really can.
100%.
You just have to find the right person.
You changed my life. And that was why I was like, obviously I post everything on social media, but I've always wanted to be super real and super raw and super vulnerable and honest. There's a couple things that like I do keep private, but like it's not needing to go online for certain things. But something like when I started getting my face done by you, people are like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. And I would have not any makeup on. And they're like, oh my God, you're so pretty. And I'm sitting here like, I love that people think that I'm naturally that pretty. But also like I want to share, I do have a lot of work done and I still look naturally pretty, which means you can have work done and still look natural, but not be natural. And that's why I'm such an advocate for like being open and honest. And I've shared on my podcast recently of like every single thing that I've done. And honestly, I've done a lot. And you're good at relaying like anything you do to your face, like is a luxury service. Like obviously you're paying for the experience, you're paying for the knowledge, you're paying for the trust, the provider. But cosmetics aren't covered by insurance other than like if it's like a migraine for Botox, but cosmetics not covered in any. So unfortunately, like it is what it is. But like if you were to go into a doctor and say like you had no insurance, you're going to pay out the fucking ass for a doctor. You're going to pay out the fucking ass to go to the doctor's office and not even see a doctor and just be met with the nurse and get on a scale and put a Band-Aid on your knee. It's still an outrageous price. It's just covered. Most people are covered by insurance. You are not covered by insurance, but you are still at the same rate because you are still just as important, and it's insane. But I just think all the time, I'm like, it is a luxury service, but you are paying for what you're getting.
Yeah. And even though we weren't deemed like essential during COVID, so we shut down, but I honestly would argue that because of what Botox can do. Like it helps with depression. It's been proven to help with depression. It's been proven to help with migraines, like, and the mental health of just when you look in the mirror and you know that there's something that you can correct if you can, and we have the tools to do it. I'm a huge fan of whatever makes you happier, because if you look better to yourself and you're doing it for yourself, awesome. Why shouldn't you? We do screen for body dysmorphia because that's a huge issue now in our world that we live in, because honestly, social media is all about comparison. So we have people come in that compare their face with filters on and say, I want my face to look like this. That is not even something we can come close to doing. So there is
people do that.
Yeah. Social media is really twisted aesthetics for sure. Not in a negative way or a great way. It's just, it's a new realm that we're dealing with.
I refuse to use filters.
Yeah. I don't use filters on anything. It actually kind of scares me sometimes. When they pop on, I'm like, whoa. Even though I do look really good tan, I will say some of those tan filters, I'm like, okay.
See, I can see you as tan.
I feel like I like it to cover my bruises because everyone thinks I'm like anemia or something. Because
is that bad? What's anemia mean?
Low iron.
Oh, I'm anemic. Oh yeah, I'm anemic. They literally tell me you have to get your iron supplements in.
Yeah,
all the time. I bruise like a fucking clown. But yeah, I guess you're paler than I am. Yeah. Yours are bad. That's what I'm
saying. It's like all bad. I can't wear dresses.
That is true. Are you anemic?
No. I did just get my labs drawn this week at work actually because I was like, I just want to know. I honestly think it's just that I have really thin skin.
Thin white skin.
And my vessels are closed.
Like even like you can see veins in you. You can see everything. So yeah, just naturally you've got very thin skin. And it's very soft. Like if you were to ever touch Savannah and like pet her, it's literally like petting like I don't even know, like a baby's butt. It's softer.
I take my skincare very seriously.
Your entire body?
Ever since I was literally in high school, I would put lotion on my whole body after I shower, and I still do that.
What lotion? Give us the deets.
Honestly, I've been using, and I have not researched this one, full disclosure, it's just easy to get. I either switch back and forth between it's a blue bottle. It's on my Amazon store.
Nivea.
No, it's not. Actually, it's a clear bottle. The lotion's blue. It's like.
Is it the hemp one?
No, I like hemps. I like Vaseline. And then there's another one. I cannot remember the name. I'd honestly have to look.
Well, it's linked in her storefront. So if you're listening to this and you want to try, I'm not even joking with you. She has told me that when you're kind of like damp, like your body's still damp, like you've dried off with a towel. Yeah. But your body's still like that dampy texture. You throw on lotion everywhere.
Everywhere. Like
head to fucking toe.
Here down.
Or neck to toe. Because then your skincare is your face up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I literally will just put lotion everywhere. And honestly, sometimes I don't even rub it in. I just throw on my PJs and go to bed.
Like so it could just be like still kind of white?
Yeah, it's still like white sometimes. And I just throw on my clothes. And it just...
That would make sense. You are a soft motherfucker.
Can I say? What can I say?
I like sometimes when I touch her, like I'm not even kidding. I'll be like, give me your arm. It's fucking weird, dude. It's weird. It's almost like... I don't even know.
It's so nice and comfortable. But honestly, it stemmed from me having really bad eczema when I was younger. And my like knees and the back of my elbows would be so dry to the point where I was like, I cannot live like this. And so they told me to put lotion on. And I'm like, okay, I'll just never stop putting lotion on. And I've never had eczema ever since. It worked.
If you're watching on YouTube, I'm nodding my head. I don't know.
I don't know if it'll work for you, so don't try it. But I mean, try it.
I have no freaking clue. No, lotion the fuck up is what I'm saying. Not medically telling you that, but like as her friend, if you want soft skin. And check out her Amazon storefront because apparently Amazon is commissionable. I will give that disclosure.
Yes, it is.
So if you do buy from her link, you're supporting her family, which is great, but it is a commissionable link.
Yeah. And it's going to bother me. I need to know what it is. It's like sea salt something, but that one actually is good. There's no sulfates in it. And that one's actually good for people that do spray tans at home.
I'm going to go look and go buy it.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
Interesting.
That's something that I found out too with spray tanning or like at home self tanner. You shouldn't use any products that have sulfate in it because it'll eat away at the tan.
I don't know what sulfate is.
It's like an ingredient that they use. I don't know much about it. I just learned that you can't
eat away at the tan.
Yeah.
You know how like I used to get that like splotchiness with my spray tans. Do you think that's what it is?
Yeah, that's probably it.
Why haven't you told me that before?
I don't know.
You're a bad
I just thought of it. I got a lot going on in my head, okay?
You saw my fucking scales and you were like, sulfate.
I just saw so many colors. I was like, whoa, what's happening?
Bleep that out. You don't even got any wine anymore, bitch. I
have a drop or two.
Can you check the timer on the thing? How many minutes are we at?
53:29.
53 minutes of just straight up bullshit.
But we love that you guys are here with us doing it.
I love it, literally. I love that you're holding your empty ass wine glass.
There's a sip left. I saved a sip just in case.
What a day, you guys. What a day. I'm still we're both in our travel. You wore those on the plane, right?
Yeah. I'm excited to get my pajamas though.
We're still in our travel attire.
What are we doing tonight? Ordering some food?
So my friend Jordan used to live in Minnesota, born and raised, love him dearly. I'm spilling his name. I guess I shouldn't have done that, but oh, whatever. Really good friend from back home. Well, back in Minnesota. He actually moved to Eastern Texas, and he's coming up because he was like, you guys are in town? And we're like, yes, we are. He loves you too. He's like,
he's so nice.
Yeah, he's great. He's just so chill. He just wants to be like part of the crowd. And I'm like, I love it. Like like he literally could fit in anywhere. But it's so funny because he's so judgmental and hateful. Like he'll be like, I fucking hated them.
The first
but he'll be so nice to them. He'll be like, not even nice, but he'll be like cordial because he'll be like nice to people he genuinely likes.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't like you, he'll be like, yeah. Well, but he's just happy to be like in the room.
He's like, I just want to be here.
Yeah. He's like, I don't care if I don't like you.
Well, that was the first time I met him was at
her wedding.
Yeah, a wedding we went to in Florida. And when I saw him walking up, he had on the sunglasses he always wears. And I was like, he looks intimidating. I don't know if I want to talk to him. Like,
He does.
Scary.
People used to think like, because kid you not, like he was my best friend. Like we were together 24/7. And it's so funny because I feel like personality wise, interest wise, everything, we are polar opposites.
Oh, yeah.
You couldn't, like, if we were standing next to each other or if you read us on a piece of paper, you would be like, there's no fucking way. I do not understand how we match. I don't get it.
You guys banter, though. That is one thing that when I sit back,
he feels like he's my brother.
Yeah, like you guys have that like sibling, that like banter that you can go back and forth. Like in Florida, I was like, oh my gosh.
No, seriously. And I'll tell him, like, he's one of the only friends I've ever had in my entire life. Like, even over you, like anything, I have never held back. And he's never either. Like if I'm being a fucking raging bitch, he'll be like, get it the fuck together. I don't know what's going on with you. And vice versa. Like if he'll be annoying, I'll be like, you're being an asshole for absolutely no reason and you just need to stop. Like I literally talk to him more, like I feel most confident and comfortable with our communication and just like honesty than I have with really anybody my whole life. And it's so funny because again, you just would never picture that relationship, but we're just like,
So similar, but so different.
Yeah, it's like it's almost so different that it just works. I don't get it. I don't understand, whatever. So when I was here in Dallas at the beginning of this year, he came out and visited me, but my husband wasn't here and people online went crazy. They're like, you're cheating on your husband. And I'm sitting here like, no, my husband is so fucking happy because Raphael and Jordan know each other, obviously. And Raphael's like, no, I'm actually really happy that Jordan's with you because people do think he's like my boyfriend. Like we're just out like, and there's times where like I will be like, yeah, that's my boyfriend. Like, don't worry about me. Like,
don't talk to me.
Don't talk to me. Quit hitting on me. But yeah, I love him dearly. And it's just so funny because again, like he fits in any crowd.
Yeah.
He gets along with anybody.
He's like a chameleon. Like he definitely can fit into anywhere and any. Yeah.
Which I don't know if he'll take that as a compliment or a diss, but I really do mean that as a compliment.
I mean that as a compliment. I think it's hard. It's hard to walk into any room and own it.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
He'll walk in. He don't give a fuck if he's sitting here with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. He'll be like, what up? He'll literally be like, what up?
I'm driving to, it might be 3 hours away,
right.
but I'm driving.
I'm driving. I'll be there. He's so funny. But anyway, so I guess we started the story of how we're here. You were coming for a conference. I ended up, which is Thursday to Sunday.
Yep.
I ended up getting an opportunity to do some interviews for my podcast individually from like Monday to Wednesday. And then I was like, perfect. Let's do it. Let's fucking do it. Let's make it happen. And then it was, okay, well, my manager knew that I was going to be filming some podcasts out here. So she was like, actually, the F1 races are the weekend before you're planning on going. Have you bought your flights yet? And I was like, no. And she's like, would you want to go early and go to the F1 races? And I was like, what is the F1 races? But sure. I literally said, sure, but what are they?
I think you were spotted when you were at my house recovering from your nose surgery.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm pretty sure we were sitting next to each other when that happened because you handed me the phone.
You know what I think it was? Is because it was a Sports Illustrated party.
Oh, yeah. Those are fun.
I've never been, but when I told you about that, you were like, oh my God. And I was like, oh my God. Okay, let's go. So
and she was a little hopped up on her anesthesia still. So I was like, yes, say yes to that one.
Yeah. And sometimes I will not even sometimes, but a lot of the time I will say yes to an opportunity in general. Even if it's something that I don't enjoy, I don't know about, like you never know who you're going to meet. You never know what you're going to learn. Like anything. I'm down to just go for the experience. And I love that. But it ended up being like, I didn't think you were going to come. So then I reached out to my brother and I was like, hey, would you want to come with me? Mind you, my husband was busy. So let's just throw that out there. Just disclosure there. He was busy because people are like, why didn't you invite Raphael? Anyways, so I invited my brother.
He wouldn't let us not invite him.
Yeah. Raphael's coming. He is coming as early as fucking possible that he could. He was like, oh, I can be there at 11 a.m. Saturday morning. Bet I'll be there. I'm serious.
I totally believe you. I 100% believe you.
Anyways, so I reached out and then I was like, whatever. And then finally you were able to make it work. Mm-hmm. But I already threw the invite out to my brother.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Because I didn't think you were going to come. Oh. And I was like, I have to have somebody. Like, I'm not going by myself. And I'm not spending until Sunday until people get in by myself. Because I'm just not like that. Like, that's not me. I'm not an independent girly like that. No fucking way. And so you came back and you were like, yes. But my brother still hadn't answered me. So I reached out and was like, well, can I get a third ticket? That's how the third ticket came about.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
And then we were talking about doing Bleeping with Besties, and I was like, perfect, because I have a third ticket. Oh, then my brother backed out and was like, no, I can't go. So I was like, perfect, now we have a third ticket. And we're like, okay, let's do Bleeping with Besties. Like, let's do a date night out. And then it ended up being like this whole thing. We posted about that. If you listened to a couple weeks back, we were talking about like if we could get tickets, like an extra ticket to the F1 races. I did have a ticket. Sorry. Anyways, but when I posted that saying like, if we could get a ticket, we were kind of like teasing that. Jordan reached out and was like, bitch,
I'm driving to you. You better give me that.
Right. Like, I'm coming. And I was like, oh, okay. And then we are taking Saturday. I guess we should say that. So Saturday we are taking somebody from the Texas area from Texas. So she is coming on Saturday. So one of the tickets is getting used for somebody that has been a supporter, and we're so excited to give her the opportunity to come with us and bleep it out with us.
It's gonna be so fun.
I know, it's gonna be fun. So this episode, by the time it's out, it'll all be up on Instagram if you want to check out Savannah _ Brennan. I know I did say nurse.
That's okay. That's the first time you've actually messed up with that. I'm actually impressed because I've messed up more times than that already.
I know. I'm sorry. Savannah is on Instagram as Savannah _ Brennan. I'm on there as Catherine Ebbs. So all the content will already be up by the time this episode is out.
We have all of our weeks so messed up. This whole month has just been like,
and this trip is wild. So like you and I came in to get Today, Jordan's coming, which was not expected. He was not supposed to be here until...
We found that out like an hour ago.
Yeah, he's like, I'll be there tonight. And then our follower is coming in... We're going to call her our girl that... I don't know if she wants to... I guess
our friend follower.
No, she's doing the podcast with me on, I think, Abima too. So she's fine with her name.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so Sarah was originally someone that I met online, and it was more like a following. Like, she followed me, I followed her, because she ended up living in Minnesota. It's whatever. It'll be on this week's episode of I Think I'm Human Too.
Don't spoil it.
I was going to say, tune in there. Anyways, so she now lives in Texas, and I was like, how fucking fun. She supported me for so long. I want to give her this experience. She's coming Saturday morning. She's literally flying in from Dallas, landing in Austin at like 7 a.m. Raphael lands at like 11 a.m. We're going to the races. Raphael's not going. He's staying by himself. But us three girls are going to the races. Then Sunday morning, Sarah and I are filming. Sarah's leaving. Reagan and Bailey get in, who are my managers. We're taking them to dinner. Jordan's leaving. Monday, Santino's coming in. Santino's my other manager. Monday, Abby's coming in. Abby's another podcaster with Human Too. Shout out to No Freaking Clue. Tuesday. Oh my God, I don't fucking know. Just keep up. Keep up with the Kardashians. If you can keep up with the Kardashians, you can keep up with me. Okay? If you can't, fucking go watch the Keeping Up with the Kardashians, because that's all I gotta say to you. I don't fucking know. No. Bleep that shit out.
It's a lot. There's a lot of shit happening this week. I think that's what's so hard about trips like this. They're so fun, and we're so blessed to be here. Like you said, like I'm so thankful for the opportunity, but you get home and you're exhausted. Like you are wiped.
I like that we're all staggering. I like that our times coming and going are staggering.
Yeah.
But I also, because it's like they're all individual time frames. Like everyone comes and goes. Yeah. So I feel like we're getting good one-on-one time without having like everybody here.
For sure.
So we're so excited. Anyways, say hello to, oh my God, why is it freezing? Reagan, unfreeze. Okay.
Reagan.
Here's our manager, Reagan. Say hello. She's calling us, and we're going to end this episode of Bleep That Out anyway. So what a fun episode, though.
That was fun. Thanks for drinking wine with us, guys.
Yeah. Thanks for drinking wine with us and dealing with our life.
Crazy day.
Goodbye.
Okay.
Goodbye.